Hello, guys. Today we'll be talking about a fully funded scholarship. That is the Allan and Nesta Ferguson Scholarship at the University of Leeds in the UK, which covers full tuition, a living stipend, and even travel expenses. So, this is a fully funded scholarship, and you do not need to lift any financial muscle when you get the scholarship. We'll also be looking at the same Allan and Nesta Ferguson Scholarship at the University of Sheffield, also in the UK. So this charity, the Allan and Nesta Ferguson organization or charity, provides funding for a number of universities in the UK for international students, including at the University of Leeds and at Sheffield, and also at the University of SOAS. But today we'll be looking at the scholarship specifically at Leeds and Sheffield. For SOAS, the scholarship is yet to open. So sit back and relax. Take your pen and paper as we look at how to apply for this fully funded scholarship at the University of Leeds and the University of Sheffield in the UK. So let's begin without any further delay. In case you've not subscribed already, this is an excellent opportunity to do so. Just click on the subscribe button, the notification bell, and let's begin. So guys, this is the official website of the scholarship at the University of Leeds, and this is the official website at the University of Sheffield. And there's also an application form. We're looking at a special application form, and I'll be showing you how to answer the essay questions for this scholarship at the University of Leeds. So there are a number of questions you need to answer, and here I've typed a number of prompts you might be interested in for this scholarship. So let us begin without any further delay. The Allan and Nesta Ferguson Charity Trust is providing full funding for master's scholarships at first the University of Leeds, and it covers tuition fees, a maintenance or stipend up to over £13,000, as you can see on the screen, and also economic travel and other expenses. So you have return travel tickets and other allowances that you might need to cover. To be eligible for this scholarship, you have to be from a developing country, and you have to be willing to study or intending to study in one of the areas, the chosen areas of study, if I can say that, in economics, social and technological development. We'll be looking at the eligible courses soon. So and the deadline is the 1st of February. So what are the application requirements or stages? First, you apply to one of the eligible courses, and you have to be recognized as an international student, and then you should have at least a first degree, that is a bachelor's degree, either a first class or a second class upper division. So at least you should have a 2-1, as we often call it. And also check for the relevant English requirements. If your country is an English-speaking country, you might get a waiver, consult the university. If not, you might have to take things like the TOEFL or the IELTS. And for the second stage, you need to fill an application form. That is the form I showed you earlier. This form, I filled the initial part where you just have to put in things like your biodata and other basic info, and then you come to this area of the essays. So we'll be looking at this shortly. Let's just look at the other kinds of requirements here. So these are the courses eligible for the scholarship. Here you can see Earth and Environmental Sciences, Electrical Engineering, Geography, History, Law, Cultural Studies, Medicine, say Media and Communication, Performance, Cultural Industry, Physics and Astronomy, Politics and International Studies, Philosophy, Religion and History of Science, Transport Studies, and the rest of them. So again, you must be a permanent resident, a citizen of one of these developing countries. There's a list here of the eligible countries. We'll be looking at that. And you've not undertaken studies at a developed country and unable to finance the studies yourself, and agreed to return to your country after the study and willing to undertake study by September 2022. So this is the list here of the countries we're talking about. There are 74 of them, as you can see. And fingers crossed, your country is on the list. So that is it for this scholarship. But remember, we still have the application form. So remember, first you apply to one of these eligible courses that we mentioned. And you do not need to wait for an admission letter before you move to this application form. So this form can be seen here as well. This is the application form. But you need a student number for this form to be submitted. So you get the student number immediately you submit an application for the course you're interested in. So as I said, do not wait till you get admission for that course. Immediately you submit your application for that course, you get a student number or an application number. Use that number on this platform for your scholarship application. So as I said, I filled in a number of things already. Basic info about like country of origin, date of birth, work experience or university you attended and things like that. So I'll be going straight to the essays that you need to submit for this scholarship. As most of you know, these essays are the make or break factors when it comes to getting this scholarship. Getting admitted in the university alone in one of these eligible courses might not just be sufficient. So getting this is just one step. You also need to get this to be qualified for the scholarship. So several people get admission into UK universities every year without funding. So it is a little bit easier to get admission, but to get funding is often the challenge. So that is why you have to put in work into things like the essays. So look at the first essay question. It talks about why do you want to apply for the scholarship at Leeds and how it meets your objective. So please give your reasons for applying for the scholarship at the University of Leeds and state how it best meets your objective and why you should be awarded for your program of study. It says here that the awards are based on academic merits and financial considerations are not taken into account. Also pay attention to the word count. They said 2,500 characters, including spaces, not words, but characters. So pay attention to that. So here I have a number of pointers. Of course, you need to write it as an essay with paragraphs, with flowing sentences, and not with bullet points like this. This is just for the tutorial purposes. You're not meant to write it like this. I hope this is clear. So the first part of the question is, why are you applying for scholarship at Leeds? And there are a number of points you could mention, like the ranking of the university, for instance, the ranking of the department, the special facilities they have, the faculty, and probably talk about the location as well. So you need to do like your own background research about the university, about the department you're interested in, their rankings. Check a number of university rankings in the UK and see where they fall. Look for faculty members there whose research interests align with yours and mention their names here. By the way, you don't need to send an email to a professor in the university. It's not necessary, or any department, but you can mention their names in your essays. So secondly, you want to talk about the available financial opportunities for international students at the university. Yes, I know it was said here that financial considerations will not be taken into account, but this is a slightly different argument. Here you were saying that education is quite expensive. Quality education is quite expensive, but there are several funding options in this university that makes the university a little bit more attractive to those from low income background, even though it was said that financial considerations would not be taken into account. First, you've already made a case about the department, the university, and things like that, and you just want to chip in this a little bit. This might just give you an extra booster. That's if your word count allows. That there are several funding opportunities for students that covers probably full or partial scholarships, and this would help. Surely those coming from developing countries do not have enough finance. So as I said, this is also optional. This financial matters are optional, but could just aid your argument. So there's also this question about your objectives. How does studying at the University of Leeds, and how does this scholarship aid your objective? You could mention what your objectives are by saying first what you hope to learn at Leeds. That's what modules would you be taking? How do you intend to network with the staff and students in the university for your career goals? And that's, of course, the second point under this heading of your objective. What do you intend to do after the degree, and how would your studies at Leeds help you achieve those goals? So yeah, you mentioned what particular techniques, particular modules you'll be learning, particular skills you'll be learning, and how those skills, your networking with staff and students, would set you up for greatness for your chosen career path. Then there's a third item here about why should you be awarded the scholarship. Here you could use the opportunity to remind them of your stellar academic achievements, your performance in school. You could also talk about your work experience or your volunteer experiences. It's a good way of boosting your profile. If you have publications, put them there. If you have initiatives you've done in your community, in your country, you've received awards, this is an opportunity to put them here. And as I said, there are also this issue of financial challenges. Yes, it was said that they would be considered, but you could just chip it in a little bit just at the closing, that you have a number of financial challenges, but you are gifted with good ideas. You performed well in school. You're gathering immense work experience. So you just need this extra boost to push you forward. So if you have time, of course, you will just chip in one sentence on this issue. So there's another essay. This is quite optional. The first one is required, as you can see, but this one is optional. This is about special circumstances about your application, special things you want to draw the attention of the scholarship committee to in your application. Here you could mention once again your academic achievement, your volunteer work experience, projects and initiatives you've undertaken. If you have like a disability you are trying to overcome, you could state that there. Unusual change in your career path. So if you change the career, why did you change or what do you intend to change, and those kind of background information that you think would clarify your application. So as I said, this part is not compulsory because there's no required sign, there's no asterisks there, or you could just take advantage of it to raise more issues about your application, and this might just help you. So the second part is about those applying for research masters. For this Allan Nesta scholarship, most of the programs here are taught masters. Allan Nesta's Ferguson scholarship is mostly for taught masters, so you do not necessarily need to fill in this place. But by any chance, if you contact the university and they said this scholarship is also eligible for a research masters, that's good. It means you're coming to the department with a research topic. You state the topic here and then give like a research proposal. I've taught already on this channel how to write a research proposal. If you do not know, you could go to my YouTube channel and check the video on writing research proposal. But as I said, majority of those who have gotten the scholarship actually got it from um, taught masters and not research masters. So let's go to Sheffield. University of Sheffield, also Allan and Nesta Ferguson scholarship. So at Sheffield, covers tuition and maintenance, and there is also a number of dates here you might want to pay attention to, and these are the eligible courses at Sheffield. So you have international development, environmental change, international development, and public health, international law, and global justice, international political economy, global journalism, international public and political communication, and intercultural communication. It's quite, the admissions requirements are quite similar to what we've seen at Allan Nesta scholarship at Leeds already. So it's quite similar. And these are the list of eligible countries. As a matter of fact, somebody got this scholarship at the University of Sheffield just last year from this YouTube channel. If I have a copy of his award, I think I'll paste it here for you to see. So someone actually got the scholarship last year at the University of Sheffield. And usually these are the essay questions. They are not stated here, but the person who got it last year was generous enough to send me copies of the essay questions from last year, and I'll be sharing them with you. So for last year, the following questions were asked. Usually before you meant to submit these essays for this scholarship, you must have first applied for one of the eligible courses, and then you'll be contacted by the department. So if you're not contacted, it means they do not think your application is powerful enough for this scholarship. But if you're contacted after applying for one of these courses, then they think you have potential, or your application has potentials for this scholarship. So let's look at the scholarship questions. So these are the questions asked to those who were contacted last year. I think 3 people from this channel got shortlisted last year. 1 at University of Leeds for this scholarship, and 2 at the same University of Sheffield, and 1 finally got the scholarship. So the first question here at Sheffield is, what is it about the University of Sheffield and your course that makes you want to study it here? 200 words. So this is quite similar to what we saw at Leeds, where it states like the university rankings, the department rankings. We talk about the faculty, talk about the facilities, talk about the student body of the university, the things that attracted you to the university. You could mention names of 1 or 2 professors, and appeal to the rankings, appeal to even the location of the university, and things like that. So even the funding packages, very similar to what we've seen already at Leeds. And the second one is about say, please provide examples of any work experience you have in the field of international development, including voluntary and community work. So here about work experience, either volunteer experience or substantial work experience. So here you could always use the STAR method. Talk about the situation, the task, action, and report. Situation, create, tell the story of a scenario at your workplace, at the volunteer activity you engaged in. Tell them where you went there, why you went there. That's the task that you were meant to undertake. Action, what did you actually do there? And result, how many people were impacted? What was the result, as the word implies? What was the also the aftermath of the project, of whatever activity you undertook. You could use numbers, for instance, and say 200 girls benefited from the workshop we did on female child education, or 500 farmers benefited from the extension work we did on rural agriculture, something like that. Then the next question is about your future ambition. Of course, here you could categorize them into like short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals. For short-term goals, tell them what you're going to do immediately after the degree. And there's something you can do in the space of 1, 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months after your degree. For a medium-term goal, like a year after the degree, what do you intend to do? What do you intend to achieve? Then for the long-term goal, your grand plan. Do you want to work probably in the WHO, for instance, or in the World Bank, or do you want to work in government in your home country? Do you want to contest to become the president? Do you want to be a minister? Do you want to open your own NGO? Something ambitious, something that will push you a little bit forward. And I hope this was useful, guys. That was the Allan Nesta Ferguson Scholarship at the University of Sheffield and the University of Leeds. And as I said, someone got it last year from this channel, and the intention of most of these videos I post here is to try to hand over the baton to a new set of scholars. So we've had lots of success last year, and I want to replicate that success in the upcoming scholarship hopefuls. And I hope this was useful, guys. And as usual, we cannot wait to celebrate you. Use these materials, be motivated, and fingers crossed, one of these scholarships, at least one of these scholarships I share on this YouTube channel will come your way. So until next time, guys, bye bye for now.